Right now, as we speak, there's a billion-dollar battle happening in Washington that could reshape America's naval power for the next 50 years. While our Air Force just secured their future with the new F-47 fighter, receiving a massive $3.5 billion, our Navy's own next-generation fighter dream is hanging by a thread with only $74 million to keep the lights on. But here's the twist that nobody saw coming. The Navy just fired back with an explosive move, putting $1.4 billion on their congressional wish list, essentially telling the Pentagon, "We're not backing down from this fight." This isn't just about money or politics. This is about ensuring our carrier strike groups remain the most feared and respected force on the planet. The FA-20 program represents the future of American naval aviation, designed to replace our trusted FA-18 Super Hornets with something the world has never seen before. We're talking about a sixth-generation fighter that will make our current jets look like vintage warbirds. The numbers tell a stunning story. Boeing and Northrop Grumman are locked in an intense competition after Lockheed Martin was eliminated in March 2025. These aren't just companies building airplanes, they're crafting the future of American air superiority. Boeing, fresh off their F-47 victory for the Air Force, now finds themselves in the unique position of potentially building both branches' next-generation fighters simultaneously. If you believe our Navy deserves the best fighters in the world, type yes in the comments below. Now, let me paint you the picture of what's really happening behind the scenes. Secretary of the Navy John Phelan and Acting Chief of Naval Operations Admiral James Kilby have been crystal clear. They want this fighter, and they want it now. When Admiral Kilby testified before Congress, he didn't mince words. "I believe we need a manned sixth-gen fighter." That's not bureaucratic speak. That's a warrior, demanding the tools his sailors need to protect America. But here's where it gets fascinating. The Pentagon brass claim our industrial base can't handle building both the Air Force's F-47 and the Navy's FA-20 at the same time. They're essentially saying America, the nation that built Liberty ships faster than anyone thought possible during World War II, that put men on the moon, that created stealth technology, somehow can't build two different fighter programs simultaneously. Boeing's own defense CEO, Steve Parker, publicly challenged this notion, basically saying, "Hold our beer, we've got this." The timeline reveals everything you need to know about this high-stakes drama. Back in March, when President Trump announced the F-47 decision, the writing seemed on the wall for FAXX. The program that had been secretly funded under the classified Link Plumeria designation suddenly found itself fighting for scraps. But our Navy leadership refused to roll over. Think about what this means for our fleet. The FA-20 isn't just another airplane. It's the centerpiece of what the Navy calls the air wing of the future. We're talking about a fighter with 25% more range than anything flying today, capable of operating seamlessly with unmanned drones, equipped with directed energy weapons, and featuring stealth capabilities that make it virtually invisible to enemy radars. The strategic implications are mind-blowing. Our carrier air wings currently project American power across the globe, but potential adversaries have been studying our capabilities and building countermeasures. The FA-20 represents our answer to that challenge. A fighter so advanced, so capable, that it ensures American naval aviation remains decades ahead of any competitor. Here's what makes this story even more compelling. The industrial stakes couldn't be higher. For Northrop Grumman, winning FA-20 would mark their return to fighter manufacturing for the first time since the legendary F-14 Tomcat that Top Gun made famous. The company that built the revolutionary B-2 Spirit and the cutting-edge B-21 Raider bombers has the stealth expertise that could revolutionize carrier aviation. For Boeing, the implications are equally massive. Their St. Louis facility, where they've invested nearly $2 billion in advanced manufacturing capabilities, needs this contract. The FA-18 Super Hornet production line ends in 2027, and without FAXX, one of America's premier aerospace facilities could face an uncertain future. But let's talk about what really matters: the sailors and Marines who will fly these machines into harm's way. The FA-20 isn't just about technological superiority. It's about giving our naval aviators every possible advantage when they're defending America's interests in contested airspace thousands of miles from home. The specifications that have been revealed paint a picture of aerospace excellence. We're looking at a fighter with supercruise capability, meaning it can sustain supersonic speeds without afterburners. Advanced sensor fusion that connects with satellites, other aircraft, and naval vessels in real time. Smart skin technology that adapts to threats. And most importantly, the range to strike targets that current fighters simply can't reach. Congressional support for the program tells its own story. Representative Ken Calvert, chairman of the House Appropriations Defense Subcommittee, has been a vocal champion, stating unequivocally that we need sixth-generation fighters. The U.S. Navy needs sixth-generation fighters. When Congress allocated an additional $750 million beyond what the Pentagon requested, they sent a clear message about their priorities. The global context makes this debate even more urgent. While America debates funding levels, potential adversaries are rapidly advancing their own capabilities. China's military modernization includes significant investments in advanced aircraft and anti-access weapons designed specifically to challenge American carrier operations. The F-A-20 represents our commitment to maintaining the technological edge that has kept the peace for decades. What's particularly impressive about the Navy's approach is their vision for integrated operations. The F-A-20 won't operate alone. It's designed to command and control unmanned systems, essentially turning each pilot into the quarterback of an aerial team. Imagine a single Navy pilot coordinating multiple drones while engaging targets at distances that current fighters can only dream of reaching. The engine competition adds another layer of excitement to this story. Both General Electric and Pratt & Whitney are developing next-generation adaptive propulsion systems that can literally reshape themselves in flight, optimizing for different mission requirements. These aren't just engines. They're mechanical marvels that adjust their internal geometry to maximize efficiency and performance. From a strategic perspective, the F-A-20 represents something larger than just naval aviation. It's about America's commitment to maintaining global stability through strength. Our carrier strike groups don't just project power. They provide humanitarian assistance, conduct freedom of navigation operations, and reassure allies that America stands ready to defend shared values. The technology integration planned for F-A-20 pushes the boundaries of what's possible. We're talking about artificial intelligence that can process battlefield information faster than human cognition, electronic warfare capabilities that can shut down entire enemy communication networks, and weapon systems that can engage multiple targets simultaneously at unprecedented ranges. Budget realities have forced tough choices throughout this process. The Navy delayed about $1 billion in FA-2025 research and development funding in fiscal 2025 to address immediate readiness priorities, but that decision was always meant to be temporary, a tactical retreat to ensure long-term strategic success. The competition between Boeing and Northrop Grumman showcases American industrial excellence at its finest. Both companies have assembled teams of the nation's brightest aerospace engineers, drawing on decades of experience in developing cutting-edge military aircraft. Their proposals reportedly include actual flying prototypes, demonstrating technologies that will define air combat for generations. International interest in the F-A-20 demonstrates the global implications of this program. Allied nations that operate alongside American carrier groups understand that their own security depends on maintaining American technological superiority. The interoperability requirements built into the FAXX ensure that coalition operations remain seamless and effective. The manufacturing implications extend far beyond the prime contractors. Hundreds of suppliers across America contribute specialized components, from advanced composites manufactured in small towns to sophisticated electronics produced by cutting-edge technology firms. The F-A-20 program supports high-skilled manufacturing jobs in communities across the nation. Recent developments have added new urgency to the program. Naval intelligence reports indicate that potential adversaries are developing increasingly sophisticated anti-ship weapons, specifically designed to threaten American carrier operations. The F-A-20's extended range and advanced capabilities provide the answer to these emerging threats. The training revolution that will accompany F-A-20 deployment promises to transform naval aviation education. Pilots will learn to operate in a networked environment where information flows seamlessly between platforms, where artificial intelligence assists in target identification and engagement decisions, and where mission success depends on coordinating both manned and unmanned systems. What makes this story so compelling is how it represents American innovation at its best. The challenges our military faces drive technological advances that eventually benefit civilian applications. The composite materials, advanced electronics, and propulsion technologies developed for FA-20 will find their way into commercial aviation, automotive applications, and countless other industries. The Navy's determination to secure FA-20 funding through their unfunded priority list demonstrates the service's commitment to long-term capability development. Rather than accepting Pentagon limitations, they're appealing directly to Congress, confident that lawmakers understand the strategic importance of maintaining naval aviation superiority. Looking ahead, the FA-20 program timeline suggests that decisions made in the coming months will determine American naval aviation capabilities for the next half-century. The 2030 initial operating capability target means that engineers and test pilots are already working on technologies that will define air combat in the 2070s and beyond. The human element remains central to this technological marvel. While unmanned systems will play increasing roles in future conflicts, the FAXX maintains the irreplaceable value of human judgment, creativity, and adaptability in complex combat situations. Our naval aviators bring qualities that no computer can replicate: the ability to make split-second decisions in chaotic environments, to adapt tactics in real time, and to provide the moral authority that comes with putting human lives at risk for principles worth defending. As this story continues to unfold, one thing remains certain. America's commitment to naval aviation excellence runs deeper than any budget debate or procurement challenge. The men and women who serve aboard our carriers and fly our fighters deserve nothing less than the world's most advanced capabilities. The FA-20 represents that commitment made manifest in titanium, composites, and cutting-edge electronics. The final chapter of this story hasn't been written yet. Congressional action on the Navy's wish list will determine whether the FAXX program receives the funding needed to proceed or faces further delays. But if history teaches us anything, it's that American ingenuity and determination find ways to overcome obstacles when national security is at stake. Our Navy has protected American interests on the world's oceans for nearly 2.5 centuries. From wooden sailing ships to nuclear-powered supercarriers, each generation of naval technology has built upon the previous one, maintaining America's ability to project power and defend freedom wherever threats emerge. The FA-20 continues that proud tradition, ensuring that future generations of sailors and Marines have the tools they need to keep America safe and free. If this story of American innovation and naval excellence inspired you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more coverage of the technologies and people who keep our nation secure. The FA-20 story is far from over, and we'll be here to bring you every development in this fascinating saga of cutting-edge aerospace technology and the defense of American values.